Did you know that over the last 40 years, as women, we've actually started to get less happy, even though now we can have it all? And men, well, they're getting happier. So let's go talk to some people and find out why.
I think there is more pressure. We're our own worst enemies. We put the pressure on ourselves to do more, to give more, and sometimes it just continues to grow.
So what triggers your happiness?
When I have a job to go to and I have something that I'm looking forward to for the future and I'm helping people.
My job makes me happy. I'm an English teacher and just being with the kids every day is a joy, usually.
The biggest things for me internally is to work out and to spend time with my family. It makes me very happy.
Do you feel pressure to have it all? Do you think there are a lot of expectations on women?
Because there's more requirements on women these days than it was back in the old days. The women could stay at home and just take care of the kids and cook and things like that. Now women have to take care of the home and go out and work and go to school and possibly have to take care of their significant other.
Hi, I'm Valerie Burton, author of Happy Women Live Better, 13 Ways to Trigger Your Happiness Every Day. You know, in my conversations with women from all walks of life, whether they've got a stellar career and no kids, or they're a stay-at-home mom of 5, it really echoes the same refrain. I feel like I should be doing more. Somehow I feel like I'm missing out. I feel like I need to catch up. There's this angst that so many women are experiencing. It's the pressure to constantly be doing more, living up to these very huge expectations. And for many women, it really is the disappointment at having done the right things and checked the right boxes and somehow still not getting the life they expected.
Any thoughts about what's sabotaging our happiness, or what have you found when you end up going low? What is it that tends to trigger your unhappiness?
I think anytime we feel like we have to fit into a mold that's society's put on us, then we feel like, okay, that's when things sort of go haywire for me. Being authentic to me means, okay, well, I'm not going to try to be someone else, and I'm going to do what I was called to do.
Have you done that? Have you at times been in that place?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's actually taken many years and I'm always a big proponent of counseling. I went to a lot of counseling for a while just to figure out that, I have a lot of artists or friends, I'm an artist myself, that I tend to think outside the box, and I don't have to necessarily agree with the way everybody else does things. Unfortunately, but sometimes that means that I seem to be like the one who's rocking the boat. But for me, so much of my, I guess what's part of the happiness quotient is just being true to who I am.
I think for me it hasn't always been this way, but there was a point in time when I thought things that made other people happy should make me happy, and they didn't.
Like what?
For example, I have a couple friends that, shopping makes them happy.
Do you really think that makes them happy?
They seem to be really happy when they come home with 6 new pair of shoes. And what I found for me is the things that make me happy are not about materialism at all. The things that make me happy are when I can do things for other people, when I'm leaving a volunteer opportunity. That's what I'm at my happiest. Inside is where I derive my happiness, not externally. It's more internally.
Any of you ever struggled with depression, or even being on that edge of being negative, or feeling like, gee, this isn't the way I thought my life was going to turn out, and why are things this way? Have you ever had a struggle with just not being the happy woman that maybe you'd like the world to see?
Actually, at the end of last year, you're gonna make me cry, but it was a season where I was supposed to be happy. We were buying a new house, and I wasn't happy. I wasn't where I thought I would be. I'm not from here. I'm from a different state, so to think that we got to build a house. So to think that I'm building this beautiful new house with my awesome husband in a state that I didn't think I would be in wrecked me, completely wrecked me. So that was absolutely challenging. And now that we're in the new house, it's like slowly sinking in. This is where I am, and I need to be happy here. So that has been a huge struggle, and it's so confusing because I'm like, I'm supposed to be so happy right now, and it's so hard to fake it because people are like, oh, you have this beautiful new house. Do you love it? Yeah, I love it. I kind of wish it was somewhere else. I love it, yeah, but
Yeah, wow.
so it's tough.
Happiness is really not just about your circumstances. Happiness is about the intentional choices that you make every single day. And that's why I've created these 13 research-based happiness triggers. These are tools that you can use to trigger your happiness on a daily basis. So what do I mean by happiness triggers? There are 13 of them. Let me share just a couple with you. One of my favorites is anticipation. So anticipation is just your declaration that every day I have something to look forward to. When we have something to look forward to, it boosts our positive emotions. This is so huge in our culture today. It's connection. You ought to be able to say, you know what? I talk to my family and friends more than I type and text them. I want you to figure out what your triggers are. You have personal triggers. Those are the ones that come very naturally to you. And you have what I call power triggers. These are the ones that you don't tend to activate very much. They're at your bottom of the 13 triggers. But if you understand what they are, you can leverage those to boost your happiness. So what are your triggers? Go out to happywomantest.com and you can find out your personal triggers and your power triggers for free. You all took the happiness trigger assessment. Some of you came back like, my happiness quotient, I thought it was going to be higher. And you know what your triggers are now. So what what was your reaction when you got your results?
Movement was one of mine, service and gratitude. And then I was laughing that financial savvy was one of my needs improvement.
Power.
And I know it's because shopping does make me happy. I love a good vacation. I love a nice bag. And so put it in a bank, not so much. So I know I need to work on that. So it's a good way to gauge that and say, all right, let's try a little harder with that.
Yeah.
Something that surprised me. It didn't surprise me that my happiness trigger was smiling, but it did surprise me that that's such an important thing as far as your happiness goes. Because I'm like, I smile all the time. Smiling is easy. It should be harder but it's really not that hard. And so it was a pleasant surprise for me to see that something that I naturally do all the time is actually helping me with happiness.
So how many of you had relaxation at the bottom of your happiness triggers? Everybody. Including me. It was rock bottom for me. Okay, so maybe this is a woman thing, except for people like my mom who's retired, right? But have you ever experienced something where you were able to actually relax? What is it that causes you to relax? Because I'm guessing there's a lot more women that have relaxation at the bottom.
Probably one of the only times I actually, felt very relaxed was when I was sort of away from home. At the time I was working in a small city, not a lot of people, not a lot of things to do. I had no choice but to relax. It's almost like I was being forced to do it. So now it's being here and thinking, like you were saying, I don't have to say yes to everything just because I'm here and my family and friends and there's always stuff to do because I'm in this great city. So
maybe forcing ourselves to relax.
We were talking earlier about social media. For me, it's like the phone has to go off, the computer has to go off. And like Ayana was saying, sometimes just going on vacation, that way I can just disengage and be like, okay, I don't have to be on anything.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so last question. There were one thing that you would like for women to know. One encouragement about happiness. One thing that you've learned for yourself that you absolutely know and you know would be helpful for someone else to hear. What would that be?
You have to release your expectations of what you expect of others and what you expect of yourself.
I would say surrounding yourself with people that are either happy or who want to be happy. And then also lifting up others.
I would say connect. Find people you love and people who love you back and just connect. Spend time with them. Take time to recharge. If it's meet them at the coffee shop or go on to the beach with them or whatever it is, just find other people and spend time with them. I think that's when I feel most alive as a woman, is my relationships bring me the most happiness.
My request is just that we all kind of go out in the world and just have these conversations,
because I don't think we have them enough. If we start talking about it, I think we can have this movement where women start talking about it and start doing new things. I want to help you be happier and have more fun, even when life seems routine. Bounce back from stress and adversity. Enjoy deeper satisfaction in your marriage and your friendships. And fight off depression, illness, and even live longer. And once you've done that, I want you to spread the happiness. Join me and thousands of women in a movement to reclaim our happiness, because happy women live better.